Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, another treat for you. This is my buddy Danny's Kaervek deck. This will be in the playlist for my play group. Danny's been around me for quite some time. We've been playing together for 20-something years, so he kind of has a lot of decks too. But Kaervek is just one of the most menacing that there is. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, Kaervek deals damage equal to that spell's mana value now to any target. Now, the beautiful part here, the nuance that I missed on first blush, and I probably need to go back and revisit mine, his is substantially better than mine, is Kaervek is the source of the damage. Kaervek deals the damage. And it can be to any target. To a creature, a player, a planeswalker, neighbors named Bob, whatever. So, and that's, Danny put some really, really good things in here. Now, what he's calling his signature red card is, Kaervek is red. So, that doesn't matter for Fire Emancipation, but it will for others. If a source you would control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple. So that really, it's not like Ruach Thar, where Ruach Thar automatically deals the damage to the player. The Kaervek player has the ability to navigate the damage. So that's what makes it a little more questionable to play against, because you don't know. If somebody casts a 5 CMC spell and you're looking at 15 damage coming somewhere, wow. Of course, he's got the Furnace of Wrath and Torbrand, because, and active player, you get to stack those. It's absolutely. But now, here's the beautiful part. Possibility Storm. Because Possibility Storm, I know it's kind of random, but hear me out. It's diabolically genius. There's two casts happening. Because whenever a player casts a spell, well, that triggers Kaervek. But you don't get that spell. You Possibility Storm till you get another one that shares, and then you cast that spell. So he gets 2 cast triggers off of every spell cast, maximizing the Kaervek ability. Now, I don't know where to start. Creatures, sure. We will start with creatures. We have Fulminator Mage, Dirge Bat, Dreadworm, Nightshade Harvester, Tezimok, because that's amazing. Now, the archetype of Finality here, giving your creatures Death Touch, Kaervek has Death Touch. So if you don't have out all the doubles and triples, then if somebody casts a 2 CMC spell, well, that's just 2 damage. You can point that at any creature, because Kaervek now has Death Touch. And it's the source of the damage. So, yeah, it's beautiful. Kedis, it's whatever. So when it deals combat damage, there again, Croxa, I hear that's a good card. Nighthawk Scavenger, this is beautiful, in your opponent's graveyards, so it counts them all. And Sidisi is a creature version of the Tutor, which I guess is going to lead into the Tutor category. He's got them all. Obviously, Sidisi, Vampiric Tutor, Imperial Seal, Demonic Tutor, and Grim Tutor, to make sure and get that Fire Emancipation out there, right? But then there's another aspect to the deck of it hurts to play Magic. You know what I'm talking about. Pain Magnification. Whenever an opponent is dealt 3 or more damage by a single source, they discard a card. Well, the single source is going to be Kaervek. And dealing 3 damage is not hard to do with Kaervek. Harsh Mentor. Opponent activates the ability of an artifact, creature, or land. If it's not mana, it deals 2 damage to that player. If Torbrand's out, it's 4. If the doubles and triples, and it gets insane quickly. The Basilisk Collar to put on Kaervek to give it lifelink and death touch, So you're definitely going to kill creatures no matter what, as long as you can target them. And then you're gaining obscene amounts of life. Rivalry. If you got more lands, this is going to deal 2 damage to you during your upkeep. So that green player is going to get punished. Citadel of Pain. I'm thinking there was another card that he planned on being in the deck, but it wasn't, the Mana Barbs. Because that presents a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. If you tap them for mana to Mana Barbs, you take damage. If you don't tap them, you take damage from Citadel of Pain. I think the Mana Barbs got lost somewhere along the way. Some card draw in Phyrexian Arena and Sign in Blood. Some ramp in Solum Simulacrum. Braid of Fire, because it's an amazing card now. And Pyromancer's Goggles is really good, Just copy the red spell. Let's go through the other category here. We're going to learn together, because some of these Rolling Vortex at the beginning of each player's upkeep deals 1 damage to them, so it's a constant source of damage. When a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, like with Possibility Storm, Rolling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. And then it has the ability to turn off life gain, so that's good. I really like how Rolling Vortex works with Possibility Storm. I'm betting they should be together in more decks. Whisper Silk Cloak, of course, Kaervek's got a big target on his forehead, so you might as well give it Shroud. The Commander's Plate's awesome. So this protects from white, green, blue. It's not in your Commander's identity, which those are pretty decent colors to have removal from. Act of Treason to steal your stuff. Sudden Spoiling is an amazing card. This is one of the greatest combat tricks there is. Sulfuric Vortex. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, they take 2. And nobody can gain life. There again, it just hurts to play. It just hurts to not. Repercussion. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, this deals that much damage to that creature's controller. So now Kaervek can target the creature, deal the 15 damage to the creature, and deal the 15 damage to the player, to the controller. It's nuts. His running Exquisite Blood, you lose, I gain, because that's going to happen. Shatter Skull Smashing, I really, really kind of like these cards. I know they were huge in other formats, but twice X damage is a bunch. Culling Scales. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy target non-land permanent with the lowest CMC. So, yeah. Jessica's Will. I'm going to say probably one of the better of the Will cycle. Probably the best one. Add a red for each card in target opponent's hands. Somebody's always got a fistful of cards, right? Or the Exile. Or both. Tybalt's Trickery. This is just amazing because it's a one-shot Possibility Storm. So, yeah, right? Soulfire. Poet's Quill. I like this. Lifelink. That's the whole reason why it's in there, I bet. And then Reanimate. Of course, go get things back from any graveyard. That way, if he's killed something that he likes, I think I'll take it. Then we go to the removal, of which there is a bunch. We have Soul Shatter. Each opponent sacrifices, right? Poison the Cup. Thundering Rebuke. Now, the damage spells on the surface don't look like a lot, but if you want to talk about +2s and doubles and triples and all that stuff, these things I have seen do a ton of damage. Exquisite Firecraft. Ruinous Path. Beautiful. And might I say, Danny, I love the amount of foils and the bling that is in here. Obviously, all his basic lands are foil because that's just how he rolls. But Cruel Reality. Now, this thing I've had target me a million times. It's better than just, target player sacrifices a creature every turn. If you can't, creature or walker, but if you can't, you just lose 5. So having no permanence doesn't get you out of it. You're doing something detrimental leverage. Of course, I guess you should at 7 mana. Blasphemous Act is just a board wipe. Not quite as good of a board wipe as, say, Damnation, but, it's still good. Rakdos Charm. I love that old border. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. A Braid. Go for the Throat. Massacre Worm. Massacre Worm just wins games. A lot of times it just wins games. Slaughter Pact is amazing. The last one standing. Choose a creature at random. Destroy the rest. Cast Down. Perish, because, green's a problem. Green has a lot of enchantment removal, and we're relying on enchantments to double, triple, and all that stuff. So, this deck's got to put the green in its place, right? And then we have in Garrick's Wake to the one-sided Wrath. I love the card. I'm surprised that in Garrick's Wake is as cheap as it is. So, we're down to the non-basic lands. He's got the Cabal Coffers, the Command Tower, Reliquary Tower, Opal Palace, Command Beacon. Command Beacon comes in handy a lot because Kaervek does die. I mean, a lot, because people don't want to take that damage, and the only way to not to is to get rid of Kaervek. So this lets you avoid the command tax once, probably after it's been killed 2 or 3 times, and then you can just pop it back in your hand. Lava Claw Reaches, Thespian Stage, and Graven Cairns. Now, I can tell you this. I have lost to this deck a whole bunch. It's one heck of a deck, I tell you that. I want to say that this is the first iteration, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. I put Kaervek in the... He doesn't triple sleeve the commander, so I have to go in and find where I buried Kaervek at. There we go. That's why, one of the many reasons why I triple sleeve mine is because I have a bad habit of just shuffling them in the deck after a game. But that's Danny's Kaervek deck. It's amazing. It is very punishing to play. So I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think, and we're gonna go ahead and shuffle and cut.